something that really spoke to all of us corporately. There was just a holy hush in the building. Restore it, and they will come. Restore it, and they will come. It's followed by the pictures of many homes that have been dilapidated and not cared for over the past. All homes that belonged here in Bonavista. You could tell by the heritage and the beauty of the homes. But there was missing pieces. It's really the way we see this community. There's so many that are disenfranchised, disengaged from the gospel or the God that they once knew. And their cry is to come home. Their cry is to be restored. And so we've just offered ourselves in service here. Our church is really on that same page. My name is Lenora Rogers, and I'm the assistant pastor here at Grace Pentecostal Church. So it's been really, really exciting to be brought back to Bonavista. My parents were actually pastors here when I was a teenager. They had 12 years in this beautiful community. And so I've got a rich appreciation for the people here. And it was just a God moment when Shannon and I received a call that they would like us to come and minister within their community, within their church. We had no idea what Bonavista had looked like when we left here. It was very much about the fishery. They were dependent on that. I remember a time when the Hurricane Igor passed through, and the church went to a time of prayer that their fish plant would stay open because it was so vital to their economy. The mayor at the time asked for prayer in the parking lot of the fishery at times. And so when we returned after 14 years, we came back to a booming town. It had turned into a place to go. And so he's spoken a word over this community. He is going to do big things, absolutely. And just as the fishery here was the primary source, and it still is to a point, but tourism has just exploded in Bonavista. And we just see homes that are going up every day, those that have been pieced back together. And wholeness, the restoration, they showed a few of the fireplaces that they begin to restore. And even Sunday in the message, God was really speaking and said, I will restore again my fire and my passion to my people. And then it will spread, and I'll restore the lives, the whole person. Some of the things that we've seen, some of the ministry we've been involved in with the mental health, some of those homes we've visited, some of the people we've brought groceries to maybe in the late night or gone and just walked a mile with them, we can begin to see how God wants to restore whole families. In the services that we hosted back in November and again in early spring, we had nearly 50 souls give their hearts to the Lord, come into a relationship with the Lord, some for the first time, and many were prodigals that were returning home. Revival can be a messy thing, that's for sure. And 50 new believers in the span of a year is a lot of care. It requires a lot of time. And myself and the pastor, now that Pastor Corey's on staff, even with our deacon board and with their wives, wouldn't all be able to do the job. Discipleship and revival go hand in hand. Last year, as the new believers were coming in, we began to plug them into ministries that were already in existence in our community. We had been asked by Tipa Vista for the mental health wellness committee to host a Bible study at the hospital. So we partnered with the Anglican Church, a young lady. It was her passion to see something to support mental health and addictions. And she brought to us a Bible study, Goliath Must Fall, and she asked me to come on as a pastoral counselor there. And the hospital just flung their doors open to us. It was an amazing ministry opportunity. I think the key to appreciating our history and valuing it and honoring it, and yet not being bound by it, is definitely found in understanding capturing exactly what they were driven by. It was a passion for prayer. It was a passion to know God more. Those are the things that we have in common. Those are the things that still drive the church forward today. And methodology, yeah, sometimes it has to change. There's certain things that they did. Maybe a 6 o'clock prayer meeting won't work today in the middle of a busy family who has 3 or 4 kids who both parents are out to work and running through the door. But if we can instill in our people the passion for prayer and the understanding that prayer is vital to everything that we do in the community, if we understand the power that's in prayer and a spirit-led life, and we understand the imminent return of Jesus Christ, we will capture the essence of who we were and continue to be who we should be. And we'll definitely be effective because we'll be plugged into the heartbeat of God. All homes that belonged here in Bonavista, you could tell by the heritage and the beauty of the homes, but there was missing pieces. It's really the way we see this community. There's so many that are disenfranchised, disengaged from the gospel or the God that they once knew. And their cry is to come home. Their cry is to be restored. And so we've just offered ourselves in service here. Our church is really on that same page.